It's not a walkthrough, playthrough, review, anything like that. It's just me playing the game badly so you can see what it looks like. Right then, this is Aero Blaster on the PC Engine, which I thought I'd played and made a video of, but I can't find it on my channel, so here I am playing it again, maybe. It's on the PC Engine, if I didn't say that already. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've definitely played this on something. Maybe I've played it on the snares. Whoops. Don't run into the yellow blobs. They kill you. Whoops. Oh god. The button doesn't seem to do anything, so... I've definitely played this on something. Just... die, please? There's a distinct lack of indication of when you're hitting them. Oh, there, give me that. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, it's, oh, I say I don't like that. It's not bad actually. I thought the 6-way thing. What is that? Do I want that? I don't know what it was. There is an amount of not having a clue what's going on. So this is the Japanese version. There was a US version, and well, I'm on a Japanese PC Engine and it didn't want to run the US thing. I do believe there is a little switch thingy, dip switch, something on the EverDrive cartridge that, wow, that will let me run the US games, but oh, what the hell. Yeah, I didn't bother with that since I had the Japanese version anyway. It does have the downside of not necessarily knowing what... It's like text is in Japanese on some of these games. Doesn't really seem to matter. Whoops. Oops, I died. You'll be seeing a lot of that continue. Yes, please. You'll be seeing a lot of that as well if I can continue. Oh. Just an awful lot of not having a clue. Also, as I mentioned in the previous PC Engine game video, this is a modded PC Engine. It's modded with SCART. It makes the colours super saturated and maybe not completely accurate, but looks an awful lot better than it does with an RF video output. I have adjusted the TV to try and compensate. I don't know how this would look compared to, say, a Gfrafx, which also has a SCART output, I think. But anyway, I think I've got it fairly... displaying as many colours as I possibly can, as accurately as I can hope to get it. That siren was not in the game. That's outside. I've got the window open because it's bloody hot in here in October. Because heating too high. I told that story in the previous video. I'm not telling it again. Also, fan running. You can probably hear that as well. So sorry about that. I don't know how well you can hear. What is all this? P. I'll have a P, please, Bob. English people of a certain age will... Oh, God, get off! Wow. I do find myself consistently impressed by the PC Engine. Just the wow. What are these? Money? Do you get money? Or do you buy power-ups or something? The speed that the PC... Oh, bollocks. That the PC Engine does its thing blows my mind. You know, they were... I don't know. Oh, that's like playing Scramble. We were impressed by the speed that Sonic the Hedgehog moved at. Oh my god. But really, oh... And all that blast processing, as they like to call it, which was really just processing. God, this is hard as nails. Go away. Oh. Do you know I've forgotten what the game's called already? Oh, God, no. This makes Scramble look like a walk in the park. And I have no bombs. Get down. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop there because I'm sucking so much it's embarrassing. Was it air blaster? Aeroblaster? I can't remember. Maybe it'll tell us in a moment. Whatever it's, whatever's written at the top or bottom of the screen page thing that you're on, or whatever it... Here we go, it's going to tell us now. Please. There, Aeroblaster. I thought it might be. I thought it was. Something. Honest. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Good game. Rock hard. I suck at it. Thank you for watching. Okay then. Today's question for Q&A is from Mikey Smith. Link to his channel down there. Question for Q&A. Hey Steve, awesome channel. Thank you. I wondered if your retro interest extended to retro TV. I'm talking cult British classics like, wait, I've lost the... Where'd it go? Okay, edit that. I'm talking cult British classics from Doctor Who to Blake 7 via Claudius and Colditz. If so, what old shows do you enjoy and would you recommend for someone like me looking for new old shows to watch? I only just noticed that you said cult British classics. No, not... Oh, Doctor Who and Blake 7, yes. Anything else British? No. No, wait, no, there is one. The Professionals. Love The Professionals. That's great. I mean, there are old shows that I remember. The Sapphire and Steel was great, or I remember it being great, and I don't know how it would stand up now. I do like some retro TV shows, but they're American and really quite obvious, to be honest. Star Trek, duh. Battlestar Galactica. It's kind of badly dated, but it's still good. Thinking. Starsky and Hutch. Love Starsky and Hutch. I think that's great. But really not a lot. There aren't... The thing with the kind of TV that I like to watch, and have always liked to watch, action and sci-fi. And it isn't a thing on that kind of TV show now. But back in the 70s and early 80s, budgets were a lot tighter than they are now on TV shows. So it seemed to me then, and even more so now I think, that you would have in a 45-minute show, or an hour with adverts if you like, 2 minutes of action where you were gripped and holding on to your seat in the excitement, and the rest of it was filler. It was a lot of talking, it was just filler. It was stuff that was the build-up to the action, which was the bit you wanted to see, and a lot of it, and actually this is really true of Doctor Who as well. I was watching what the hell was it? The Ark in Space, I think it was. I think it was that one. It was a Tom Baker. Was that Tom Baker? Anyway, there was lots and lots and lots, and it's the Genesis of the Daleks as well. Tons and tons and tons of talking. Now obviously you've got a plot to develop and everything, but I just noticed that a huge amount of it was completely unnecessary, and it really was just there to fill the time. And so I don't watch a lot of retro TV, even in the genres that I like, because it doesn't stand up well, to be honest. Star Trek does. Original series Star Trek stands up well, and so does Blake 7. If you can in Blake 7, if you can ignore the diabolical acting and the sets that are falling apart and shaking as they walk, Blake 7 is great. You see, I've got some professionals. I've got a DVD. I've probably got, I don't know, there's about 4 episodes or something. Might be two DVDs. Can't remember. And that's kind of interesting. It's quite gritty, and it's bad in some ways. I think it's badly directed and maybe not necessarily well acted, but there is something about it that's quite hard that I like. Yeah, but not many. No, not a whole lot. There is a show, and it's not British. Sorry, turns out it's Australian. That is probably diabolical, but I can't find it, is the thing. I remembered loving it at the time, watching it as quite a young kid. Sci-fi, I'll tell you the title in a minute. The weird thing is, my brain remembers it in colour. But I found some tiny little clips online. I can't remember if it was YouTube or wherever. I've searched online all over. I've looked on Kodi and everything, and I can't find it. And it's a program called... did I complete my sentence? I remember it as being in colour. It's black and white, which surprised me when I found out. It's called Phoenix 5. I don't really remember much of anything about it, except it's like a spaceship has crash landed on a planet and they're trying to find ways to repair their ship and escape, and there's a bad guy who is trying to thwart them and kill them and stuff. I don't remember anything else about it, except it was sci-fi, it was on telly. You know, I was a kid, anything sci-fi I had to watch or wanted to watch, because there wasn't much of it, and so if it got on telly it was special and you know, exciting. I suspect my dad was probably right, and it probably was really shite, but you know, I was 6 or 7, I didn't know any better. What I think of it, I had it in my head just now and it's gone again. Oh, yeah, thinking about Doctor Who. I do like Doctor Who's a weird one, actually. John Pertwee was the Doctor when I started watching Doctor Who, but Tom Baker was like, he was the man. He was the Doctor for me. And then Colin Baker, I thought he was alright. Actually, Peter Davidson I thought was alright. Colin Baker, who was like really grumpy and moody and stroppy, and a lot of people didn't like. I actually thought that was quite good, to have a character, a Doctor, who was stroppy. Real grumpy bastard. Cool. Arrogant as well. I thought that was good. I mean, really, if you were a Time Lord and you'd live like 900 years or however long you lived, yeah, being arrogant, I could see that being a thing. I thought he was good. It was only when it got to, God, I've forgotten his name. The one who came after Colin Baker, who I can't bloody stand. That's when I stopped watching. The BBC cut the budget so much, so here you were, you had not a good Doctor to my mind. Shit assistants. Forgotten her name as well. Nope. Bloody singer. Stupid hair. Annoying voice. Forgot. Mind, brain, names can't do. Yeah, it went shite. It went totally shite. And I'm positive they did it deliberately. It's just they got the actors who'd got nothing else going on. It's like, what can we give this person? They're on contract, we've got to give them something. We'll give them Doctor Who. Doesn't matter if they're completely unsuited and there's no budget for the show. We want to get rid of anyway, so let's just make it shite, and then when we can it, no one will care. And that's what they did. And when it came back, it didn't matter that it was Christopher Eccleston, who I really didn't like as the Doctor. It was just great to have Doctor Who back and not be completely shite. It was like, hey, they put money into this. Obviously, it was a different production company and stuff. It wasn't, you know, it was on the BBC, but it wasn't really made by the BBC, if I understand correctly. And Doctor Who ever since then has been great. I am not sure about Jodie Thingamy, what's her face, can't do names, can't remember her name. Haven't really enjoyed it with her, and that's not because of her. Let's be absolutely clear, I have no objection whatsoever to having a female Doctor. I think as an actor, do you say actress these times? I think you don't, do you? It's all actor because equality and stuff and whatever. I think she's fine. I think the script writers, if I understand correctly, the people they got to write her scripts weren't sci-fi writers. They were just, I don't know what they were, but they'd not done sci-fi, and it showed. History part of it, fine, great, but you don't watch Doctor Who for the history. You're not watching it for educational and social commentary and ethics and morality, and I mean there's always a little bit of that in there, but it's sci-fi. And I stopped watching, and it's the only series of Doctor Who I've ever stopped watching. It didn't interest me at all. It just didn't work. I probably watched half the series and gave up. And I've never given up on Doctor Who since crap geezer who was fighting bloody Licorice Allsort man. That's when I'm going to have to look it up now. There are going to be people screaming his name and I can't remember. But that isn't the thing that I was trying to remember, and I have forgotten what it was now. Other things that stick in my mind that I used to watch. The live action Spider-Man. There were films and a TV show. Spider-Man live action. They were terrible. They were really, really terrible. His webbing was quite literally string that was being pulled from his wrist, and it would whoosh across the room. It never really went far. He never web swung across from building to building. He would climb up buildings, kind of like that scene from Batman where the building's actually horizontal. He'd do that. He never fought superheroes. He just fought criminals. It was unbelievably shit. But I was thrilled to have Spider-Man on telly. So when like the Sam Raimi films came out, great, loved it. Other thing that I was thinking of the Hulk. Hulk was actually not terrible at all. It was it wasn't a whole lot to do with the Hulk comics, really. In the same way as Spider-Man, he wasn't really fighting super bad guys, just criminals and bad people. So it wasn't really Hulk. But I was young and I didn't care. It was Hulk on telly, so that was great, and I watched that. I don't watch those now, or wouldn't watch those now. They wouldn't stand up at all. And there is still a thing in the back of my mind that I'm trying to remember what it was. There was a program I was going to talk about, and it's gone. That's a shame. I'll probably remember later. And I'll tell you what though, there is a retro TV program, it's a science documentary, and I'm not sure exactly when it was recorded, but it is absolutely fantastic. You can probably find it various different places. Cosmos. Not the recent one, not the recent like reboot, but Cosmos with Carl Sagan. I think I have, or certainly had some that I might accidentally have downloaded off the internet and burned onto CD a few years ago. Might have. I don't know if I still got them. But that's how I came to watch them. And that show, while it's dated and some of the science is now, it's moved on from there, Carl Sagan is absolutely fantastic. And what struck me about him, the way he speaks, his voice and his delivery, I reckon Agent Smith, The Matrix, Hugo Weaving, I reckon he based his delivery on the way Carl Sagan speaks, because I was just sitting there thinking, watching Cosmos and thinking, Why have I heard this voice before? Didn't know the face, but the voice and the way of speaking was totally... Obviously he wasn't copying Hugo Weaving, so, you know, but I found that fascinating. Not why I really liked the show, it was just an aspect of it that I found fascinating. And that is one, if you ever get the chance to watch it and you like science and how the universe works and such like, watch that. The guy was just a legend. Yeah. I think that's all I've got to say about that, because I can't remember the thing that I was trying to remember. It's annoying. Okay, I think that's all I've got to say about that. So classic British stuff, not much. Stuff that I still watch, not much, but there are some classic shows that I do hold in high regard and or remember fondly. Yeah. Danger UXP was a British one that I wouldn't watch now, but I did like back then. Yeah, about bomb disposal during World War II. That, it would probably be diabolical if watched today, but I liked it back in the day. Okay, shutting up now, because I'll probably keep thinking of shows over the period of the morning now. Afternoon, it's 1:45. Just got up from my morning nap not long ago. Okay, going. Thank you for watching. Oh, and if you've got any questions you would like answering in Q&A, leave them in the comment section below, and begin with for Q&A, so I know not to just answer in the comments. Thank you for watching again.
Patreon? That's not even a word. You've made it up.